Hi, I'm Marna, and this is the Twin Flame Detox. So let's talk about duality a bit. Just what is duality? I mean, we hear it every once in a while. Sometimes you'll read it in an article, but really, what is duality? Well, in the 3D reality, everything has a balancing force. There is no point where you can go so far up that there is no longer a down. There is no light without a corresponding shadow. That is duality. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction, going back to the science of it. So, how does duality affect the twin flame dynamic? Well, let's look at the runners and chasers. That's a dual nature. Since the majority of twin flames who are incarnated right now are either divine masculines or divine feminines, then that is an example of the duality. When you meet someone who is an incarnated version of the universal consciousness, you see the duality combined and made irrelevant as it balances itself out. However, those people are very, very rare, although they are becoming more common. We tend to give them labels like autistic, ADHD, autism spectrum. A lot of people who are labeled as being on the spectrum are actually divine consciousness incarnate. But since we are determined that we are going to keep approaching them from a 3D level, we do not see that they are really 5D reflections. That's a different video. So what is the duality in your life? Where's the light? Where's the dark? Do you recognize that both are necessary? I mean, especially in circles where you're dealing with people who are doing energy work and psychic phenomena, you hear a lot of, light and love and yada, yada. Oh, let me tell you something, honey. The dark is just as crucial as the light. I have one friend whose gifts have predominantly been towards navigating darkness. And she was very distraught about this because she was afraid it made her evil. Okay, evil is a human construct. Energies are neither good nor evil. The only good or evil is the use we put them to. The truth is, the world needs people who are comfortable navigating in the dark, because it's the people who can navigate through the darkness that can find those who are truly lost and help guide them to finding their own light. It does no good for me to stand in my doorway and hold a lantern up if no one's able to see the lantern. There are times when we must go into the darkness to help people find their own internal light. We have to meet people, twin flames or otherwise, we have to meet people where they are, not where we wish they would be. And that's actually one of the harder lessons to learn as you're moving forward in acceptance and love of all. Because so often we look at people and we think, oh, you have so much potential. Let me fix you. Let me help you reach this potential. Let me help you realize who you could be. But that's not our journey. The journey to realizing who you could be is up to each individual. Now, it's one thing to look at someone who's starving and say, here, let me give you food. It's another thing entirely to look at someone who is going through spiritual starvation and say, here, let me tell you the journey you should be taking. Because every journey is individual. We cannot tell someone who they're going to become as they move towards their 5D self. And we shouldn't. We shouldn't even try. What we should do is take our own experience and make it available to others so that they can use that experience to learn, to grow, and to go further than any one of us ever dreamed. So, how comfortable are you in the dark? Are you only comfortable when you're in the light? Do you know people in the dark who need to know that the light is even possible before they can find it? How do you express that to them? Do you try to lead people on your path as the only spiritual journey? Or do you look at people and say, here, let me help you find the light within yourself, and then you go? So, a little bit on duality, on food for thought, and on what our purpose is as we are facing this. Thank you for joining me. I'm Marna, and this is the Twin Flame Detox.